Wait, you need a mic? Test. Okay, well, we're pleased to be here. Tonight we're going to do our tribal voice. I need to read these because I don't remember any of this. Listening to the voices of life, chanting in unison, carry on the struggle. The generations surge together in resistance to meet the reality of power. Mother Earth embraces her children in natural beauty, to last beyond oppressors' brutality. As the butterfly floats into life, we are the spirit of natural life, which is forever. The power of understanding, real connections to spirit, is meaning our resistance, our struggle, is not sacrifice lost. It is natural energy, properly used. One time, I was visiting with my relatives. The clouds, the mountains, the sky, the trees. My relatives touched my spirit, nudged it lovingly. Listen to us, impatient one. We are forever. You must remember the gentleness of time. You are struggling to be who you are. You say you want to learn the old ways. Struggling to learn when all you must do is remember. Remember the people. Remember sky and earth. Remember the people have always struggled to live in harmony, in peace. Struggle against selfishness and weakness so the people may live. The old ways are hard. The people have always had to work together. Remember, impatient one. Remember and live. Do not be afraid of truth. Respect, discipline. Share your life so that people may live. Honor sky and earth. Honor yourself. Honor your relations. Remember, impatient one, the gentleness of time so the people may live. Grandmother Moon, you are more than light in the night. You are more than the moon. You are spirit connection. Your energy is our life. You are memories to generations past. You are the creator of sensations that will always last. You are the knowledge, the teacher, the influence to keep the people sane. You are a healer for spirit pain. Remember, Grandmother Moon, we love you. And we are angry at the invaders who trash you and violate our universe with their mechanical uncleanliness. We pray for you, for us, and for the invader who just can't comprehend respect, love, or the balance of life. We do not join the invaders' madness. From the way they act, it speaks of spirit sadness. Machine money progress is the cause of our common abuse. We see you, grandmother. We feel you. We love you. We know through your reality we will endure. We are one. We pray for you. We pray to you. Grandfathers whispering in the wind, rejoice at the life you are a part of. Natural energy, bound to natural laws. You will survive this temporary madness imposed on you. Natural life is longer than oppressors' illusionary insanity. Spirits experience human deeds, but need not end. This is just one place of changes. Spirit life is forever if you want. The universe is your home. You can survive here. Do not let them kill you. Keep your spirit strong. The distant stars and distant drums are the memories of spirit infancy. Children of Earth, let the spirit live so you can grow in your place in the universe. The mic is distorting. In the dream of the living, predator arrives out of the blues, surviving what nightmares do, centuries crueled by predator mind. The people held in bondage. The people pray to freedom as freedom cries. A man waits in a cage. A man calls to justice, but justice lies. In the dream of the living, lies change. Genocide remains. Earth pillagers. Governments conspire in theft. The killing of the tribes. Lawlessness masquerading as law. 10 little Indians backwards. Then there are none. Predator arrives out of the blues. Desperation crawls over our skin. An advancing glacier, gouging scars deep into our psychic soul. Centuries crueled by predator mind. Something eating at you. The meal that lasts and lasts. Some holes are openings through the wall. Some holes are holes. Careful you don't fall. The past isn't always kind. The problem with tomorrow, the past isn't far behind. Surviving what nightmares do. Soul journeys into industrial night. Normalcy, a sure sign of low self-esteem. Insanity is the face of tortured dreams. Ancient wind, ancient light. Ancestor stars reach from the great beyond, extending a helping thought. Centuries cruel predator mind, Lord Satan, generals of war, people sacrificed in tears and blood, stone masons, busy building walls, instant faces, double faces, empty faces, make a people feel much more alone. In the dream of the living, some violence ugly and mean, some violence sterile and clean. Predator words fall from lips of cold and ice. Lives pull through the needle. Any way you thread it is a rattling chain. In the place where all minds meet, genetic memories resist slavery. Continuation is evolutionary need. Ancestral power encoded in the DNA. Ancient voice sings of the people's way. In the dream of the living, ancestor stars reach from the great beyond. In the dream of the living, a people held in bondage. A people pray to freedom as freedom cries. A man waits in a cage. A man calls justice, but justice lies. If I appear to be a little disoriented, I am. We're the children of Earth, and that's who we are. In this 500 year and everybody, Columbus and all this and that, we're the children of Earth. Our loyalties are to Earth. All of our loyalties should be to Earth, not to governments and controlling systems and economic systems and religious systems and political systems that are created by man to control and feed off of others. Our loyalty should not be there. Our loyalty should be to life. And Mother Earth is the sustainer of our life. No offense to the male chain of gods, but Mother Earth provides our life, physically and spiritually. And if we don't understand that, if we can't remember it, then we will always be in a continual position of distort. And we will always be manipulated by those who are the manipulators. Because it's all about the mind, and if we see clearly, then we cannot be manipulated. But if we don't see clearly, then these kinds of destructive systems will continue to perpetually recreate themselves. It's all of the mind. If we choose to use our minds to see clearly and establish reality, then many things could be changed. But we are programmed not to do that. We were born 18. If you think we're strange, you ought to see the others. We were born 18. In the middle of a Babylon dream. It's a crying shame is the name of the game. Learning how to ride out the storm. What did we take? What did we steal? What did we keep? What did we waste? We wandered with neon eyes among broken lights, out of sync fantasies, unbecoming to reality, turning over images for others to see. What we can't face looks for us anyway. Breathing down our necks, these breaths of fire. We fought the cannibals, still nothing settled. With all these hungers to go around, masters of disguises, living double lives, hiding and smiling. We were born 18. Nothing we can do but conjure what we need. The work going on is the work going on. There's just more pyramids and slaves, wasting lives to the royal flush. Nothing new happening here. Nothing new. We were born 18. If you think we're strange, you ought to see the others. We were born 18 in the middle of a Babylon dream. It's a crying shame is the name of the game. There's a predator energy that feeds off of the essence of all living things on the planet Earth. It's a predator energy. And how it works on humans is it's like a diseased spirit. And it lives in the mindset. It lives in the mindset. There is a way of mining the mind to feed on the essence of the spirit. And when this is accomplished, then the spirit, the human spirit that has been fed upon, wanders through life feeling as though something is missing from their lives. A part of their life is missing. They don't know what it is. It's like taking the old fossils out of the ground and converting them into an energy form to run a machine system that adheres to the physical realities. Well, the metaphysical reality, the spiritual reality is, in order for there to be a need for that system, that machine system, then there has to be another system created, which deals with the spirit, the energy of the human, to need that other thing. And it feeds upon all living things. Where it came from, how it got here, I have no idea. Well, it's here. And it feeds upon us the same way it feeds off of all of the natural world. The best I can understand, the form that it takes the form of an industrial ruling class that feeds off of all of the living essence of the natural world itself that it can come into contact with. They create governments. They call them democracies and fascisms and socialisms and communisms. All right, and they create male-dominated religions that are based upon the trinity of guilt, sin, and blame. And use this so that we will not respect ourselves or trust ourselves or feel we have no value. And this is very deliberate. It's not an accident. It's a mining process.
Happiness is one of the colors, one of the colors. Happiness comes in a way to dream, a way to dream.
Happiness is how we feel about ourselves. The good we think, the good we feel, the good we do. We are part of the dream time. Happiness is one of the colors. There are shadow casters who trick us about happiness. We are taught to wish for things to make us happy. We are not taught to dream for happiness itself. We can't buy happiness. We can't sell it. We can't steal it. We can't borrow it. And we can't capture it. But we can create it. Love can't bring us happiness. But happiness can bring us to love. Power can't bring us happiness. But happiness can show us power. On the line of what is real and what really isn't. Dream for happiness. Somewhere between heart and mind. The spirit of life can be seen. Happiness comes in a way to dream. Finishing touches. Your eyes. Magnifiers. They hide out in the night. There are memories. You are one of the wonders. Finishing touches. Moccasin tracks across my heart. Your eyes. Carrying cool laughter. Liquid dancer. Some things words can't explain. Thinking of you to me. Not to possess, but as part of. Like my liberty, my heart, my soul. Parts of me. There are smiles and wiles I can't get past. You are my other self. Finishing touches. Moccasin tracks across my heart. Sort of like a courting. The color of my heart. Rhinestone Indian. Sparkle is inside of me. Problem with this love. I can't love you long enough. Most distant star is too close compared to time I need. Your eyes, finishing touches. Fire in my dream. In the light I can see. We are the fire. The light is you and me. Moccasin tracks across my heart. System that there's this predatory energy that feeds upon our essence. And it's very important. See, I mean, the only way this energy can work and can feed off of us is if we don't know ourselves and don't trust ourselves. Now, consider the reality that when we enter into this world, what is called born, we enter into it. So accept the reality that we're going to leave it, all right, what you call die. But we enter and we leave. That's the spiritual part of this trip. The human part may be what is defined as birth and death. But when we enter into this world, are born into this world, in the technologic civilization, what happens is our spiritual identity is suppressed and replaced with a religious identity. And the religious identity emphasizes the soul, but it really places no real consciousness and knowledge towards the spirit, which is the reality. That's the being, human, physical, being, spiritual, the spirit. So when they take and disconnect us from our spiritual identity We become, that's the process of starting to separate us from our power source, to cloud the mind. Spiritually, we all feed from the earth. We all have power. But see, under the male, God-dominated chain of command religion concept, we are all guilty and must answer to that male chain of command in order to earn our way into a material heaven or a material hell. But it is based on material. Streets of gold, thrones, angel wings, material. Hell, physical fires, pitchforks, and men with tails. Material. The material has had no connection to the spiritual reality of who we are. This is a major, major alteration because it drains us from our power connection and our relationship, our nurturing from the earth and the energy of the earth itself. And when we are in this kind of a state, you add on to that, when you add into that, what the trinity of guilt, sin, and blame. See, what happens in reality is we have a series of experiences in our lives. Some of those experiences are good, some of those experiences are not so good. But we have a series of experiences. And what we really need to do is we need to look at that and say, well, I've had a series of experiences, and this isn't really happening good for me, so don't do it anymore. All right? And I can live with this to continue. But people don't look at the experiences in their lives. They carry guilt. They create a density, clouds their light. And what I consider to be the mining process of the mind, it's like we look in the outside, we look in the physical reality, and we see by mining the fossil fuel and the dangerous energy forms that are used in the physical world, and we see how it pollutes the environment, the whole universe. Well, the mining the essence of the spirit leads, that's what the insecurities and the role playing and all the bullshit is about in our minds. That's the pollutants. And then they turn around and they define to us the definitions of power. They tell us to control money is powerful, but it is not. It is greedy. They tell us to control Chairman Mao, power comes from the barrel of a gun. That whole line of thinking. The Americans is, well, we got to have a military-industrial complex. Power comes from the military. But it does not. That is violence. It actually has very little to do with power. And if one were to look at reality more clearly, we would see that it's an absence of power. That's why the aggressive behavior. All right? But anyway, if we believe that is power, they tell us that this existing political system, once every 4 years or once every 2 years, you can go vote for the great lie, whichever form of the great lie that you want. And then you can rationalize in your mind that you have done your bit. And they say that is power. And if you believe that, see, then pretty soon you don't believe in yourself. You don't know yourself. We have given all of our power. We're giving our essence away to the illusion. And that's how it feeds upon us. And we have been programmed and conditioned so that we would not respect ourselves. Think about the most common thing. Every time you see a television commercial or hear a commercial or see an ad, it has acceptability and respectability. But think about it. Every one of those things tells your very essence that you would have more value if you consume. And that whoever you are and whatever you are, you're not any good, and the real value is out there. And you think about it. These people who say they represent you, I don't care what their party is. These ones that say they represent you, when they represent the best interest of the average citizen and this and that, anyone that represents you and is looking out for your best interest is not going to lie to you. And they're not going to hand you a series of lies and another series of lies if they're looking out for your best interest. That's not going to happen. And if you're looking out for your own best interest, you're not going to allow them to do it. See, so but by getting us to believe power is external and away from us, see, then this whole gig just continues to run. But where we're getting into a situation now, let's talk about aiding and abetting. All right? Aiding and abetting the murder of the descendants. We are the ancestors and the descendants simultaneously. Now, we are getting, because of the technological advancement with the chemical, electrical, toxic trip, all right, this whole trip that they've got going, see, borderline, aiding and abetting the extermination of our descendants. See, so it's, do we go for the quick fix now? And let's think about this. Let's think about how we have, because the way that they feed upon the essence of our spirit and feed upon us, let's think about how they turn us into junkies. All right? Because that's part of America's problem. America is a junkie society, but what they shoot up their arms are television sets in excess. All right? They shoot up the new technology that is made obsolete 1 year later. See, but they're cutting it off. And trust me, the withdrawal symptoms are going to be a mother. What happens when you're alone, but you're not alone? There are people all around, heads buried in private sand. Always it comes back to, there's nothing anyone can hear. Words are projectiles. Random firings usually miss the mark. What happens when you know what you're doing, but you don't? Your eyes are dry as dust, while your soul drowns in tears. There's nothing anyone can do when there's nothing anyone can do. It's your soul, your eyes, your private journey. What happens when you don't know what happens next? You've seen the scene so many times already, waiting for something to go away. Yet there's always something. Unseen velvet walls. Something between you and yourself. What happens when you've done what you were never going to do again? Another waste. The same old story of spilled wine's bitter taste. Holding back your heart. Some type of mistake you keep making. Knowing the weight of your life gets heavier, not lighter. What happens when you ride it out, but the ride never ends? Always looking for the escape, forgetting about the chain, tripping over your own emotions, but never breaking the chain, paying for every taken chance. Price may be too high to make amends. What happens when the inevitability of tomorrow arrives? It always does. Things could get better and should any day now. Any day now. This sleepwalking dream should step from the shadows. Eventually, the sun must burn through with shining light.
Good words, good thoughts, good actions, follow the sky into the blue. You are part sky, sky is part you.
Raven brought beaded serpent and the Alaskan thunder. Realities yet to come. Good thoughts are good way life. Wrapped in the universe, the unborn sleep in dream time. Day and the sun is on its way. Think good thoughts. Thoughts of lightened mind. Dreaming brings. Sense rush of newfound find. View where harmonies sing. Follow the sky into the blue. You are part sky. Sky is part you. There are stars that bring the light. There are thoughts to bring clear sight. Thinking good makes for strong heart. Nourishment for spirit and soul. A good path, a good way to give. Belief creates what we believe. Good words, good thoughts, good actions. A way human beings live. Raven brought beaded serpent and the Alaskan thunder. See the woman. She has a young face, an old face. She carries herself well in all ages. She survives all man has done. In some tribes, she is free. In some religions, she is under man. In some societies, she's worth what she consumes. In some nations, she is delicate strength. In some states, she is told she is weak. In some classes, she is property owned. In all instances, she is sister to earth. In all conditions, she is life bringer. In all life, she is our necessity. See the woman eyes, flowers swaying on scattered hills, sun dancing, calling in the bees. See the woman heart, lavender butterflies, fronting blue sky, misty rain falling on soft wild roses. See the woman beauty, lightning streaking dark summer nights, forest of pines mating with new winter snow. See the woman spirit, daily serving courage with laughter, her breath, a dream and a prayer. So whatever's going on in this industrial reality, technologic reality, we shouldn't lie to ourselves. We shouldn't do that. And in that way, no matter what it is we're doing, at least we're taking responsibility. We are a part of the creative process. There is a creator, we're a part of that creation, and we have the ability to create. And that's why this predatory mindset does not want us to use our minds. That's why all of the mining, that's why all the distort, that's why all of the programming. Because it comes back, it's to the matter of how one uses the mind. And it's exactly what it's really in the end all about. If they can get us to believe their reality, the illusion, then we will not know our own reality. We will not know ourselves. Our DNA, instinctively, we know, we came here, we have the information as to what is right and what's not, what is fair and what's not. See, and I know we all have it. Now, we may have been emotionally manipulated in the course of our individual lives so that we no longer listen to that. But we all have it. And those who feed off of our minds, they fear this creative process. They fear the use of our mind. They fear the use of clear thought. They got the money, the armies, they got the violence, they got the aggressive behavior, they have the terrorization down to a T, so that it's so respectable and acceptable, the way they terrorize the mass of the citizen, as they change us from being good human beings into being good little citizens. And then the mind, right here, tonight, now. There is someone that will go tell what I have said to you. And my point to it being is, if they have all the power, then why would they feel threatened by what you might hear? And we need to understand the reality of that. And we sort it out. But as a part of our responsibility as caretakers of the mother entity, and as a part of our responsibility, we need to decide whether we love life, whether we have an appreciation of life, or if we have become so desensitized that we do not understand what hate really means. The desensitized, the program, the rationalization, about hate of self. Hate of self is most obvious. It's the most obvious to me when the people no longer care about their next generations. And they'll go for the easy, quick fix now. Then that's got something to do with, something in there, when they no longer feel that spiritual connection to their future. And we need to think about all of these things and trust what we know to trust, because we have the information to create. It's like we create. It's how we use our mind. It's the creative process. Never shuts off. Never. It's always going. Always. It's like, actually, it's creative process. If there's any individual that wanders around totally distorted and confused by what's going on, all right, just totally out of sync, can't quite get the handle on what's going on around them, they got whatever the neurosis may be, that's our creative energy. We've been programmed to use the creative energy like that, so that's how the energy gets used. The simplest solution to it is to make the decision to use it another way. But we must trust ourselves. It's like when we were young, we knew to daydream. We knew it automatically. We knew to use that energy as a part of our healing process. Because no one ever daydreamed a bad daydream as a child. The conscious dreams, it's like the healing medicine. And the programmer said, don't daydream. Daydreaming is not acceptable, but fantasizing is. Think about it. All right? Daydreaming is not acceptable, but fantasizing is. And then one day, the little kids are big kids, and everybody's can't quite get a handle on their life. They wonder what the hell's going wrong, where it's all going. And it's all been the energy, that healing energy has been turned against them. So they use it to continue to distort, rather than to use it to create the dream that will heal.
Butterflies, butterflies, bees and dreams, blessed ways, blessed ways, blessing with things way away, 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 away.
Moths and other sacred wings. Butterflies and bees whisper in breath of the wind. Blessed ways, blessing away things. Dreams are the mind's streams. thought pictures of the spirit. There are dreams of the day. There are dreams of the night.
Blessed ways, blessed ways, blessing waiting, way,
thinking and dreaming are related. Dreams of the day we make our own. Dreams of night, part of eternal stone. There are dream takers, taking from dream worlds, taking dreams as a way of stealing thoughts, turning minds inside and out. Dream slavers want to change our connections to ourselves, mess with our dreams, make us unsure, unclear about right and wrong, feed our dreams and instincts to industrial profit machine. Difference between dream and fantasy, reality and illusion, center and no center. Dreams of the day keep our spirit alive, our creative mind, who we really are. With dreams, we can create and heal, follow our original purpose. Dreams are protection, good medicine, blessed ways, blessing way things. Sun and moon continue. We are all on one journey.
Blessing with things, way,
So whatever's happening, we shouldn't surrender. No surrender. Because, it's like, they've got us at the level where most of us think in terms of surviving. See? But the trick is to live. See, and I think there's a difference between existing and surviving and living. And we should not be overwhelmed by the idea of using our minds to think and to think about things that are healthy for our spirit. Because this beast, this predatory thing, is totally and completely out of contact with reality. It's out of touch with the living reality of this planet. And it's rushed to get into space. See, I think maybe this predatory energy came from out there, and that's why they're trying to get back. And they're gambling that they can make it, right? Before they destroy their ability to make it and feed off of the human minds. And maybe it's a little Star Trek, maybe it's not. But when I think about this predatory energy, the problem I have with it really is that, see, it's anti-Earth. And it's almost anti-life. Because all of its concepts are built upon the concept of death, rather than life itself. And it feeds upon life. And it's like to think about male God-dominated religions. Think about it. Think about things like democracy and what it really is all about. Think about the things that that maybe one is afraid to really think about. It's very important. It's very important to the next generation that we think about the things that we're afraid to think about. It's very crucial. Because to me, my opinion about it, see, I come from a tribe, and to me, that's the way it should be with the earth. We should be living as tribes in harmony with the universe the best that we can. See, so I have no great democracy. Sorry. Democracy to me, all right, those pilgrims and those people who got off the boats, those were the little Nazi uniforms of that day, all right? Reality. Before there was a democracy here, for me, my people, we were the majority. Democracy made us the smallest minority. Now, what did the Nazis do? What was their trip all about? To me, I look at the democracy. I read the papers. I read your Constitution. I read all of this crap. All right? And when I look at it, I do not understand why the citizens of the state don't understand what this thing says. Don't understand what this thing is really all about. If you were a woman, you had no say. So democracy did you no favors, and it continues to do you no favors. That's reality. If you were a black, you were a piece of property and you had no say, so democracy did you no favors. If you were a white male that did not own property, you had no vote, because you had no value, so democracy did you no favors. So who did it do the favors for? All right, and why is everybody off on this great big trip that they got to save the democracy before they correct the problems in their lives? I get very confused by this, when it's very apparent to me that democracy is the cause of the problem of the people's lives right now. I mean, that's reality. Now, people need to be able to think about this. Think. We have that ability, so therefore we have that responsibility to think. Do not be good little Germans, good little Nazis, and go off into the night. Do not allow it to happen. People need to understand what is happening, because the George Bushes or the Dan Quayle, hey, you know, Quayle will be your president. You accept him as a vice president, and you're going to get him as a president. You can't just frivolously dismiss it. He can go out and make an idiot remark, and it becomes a matter of national policy and controversy. And people just say, pretend that, well, he's just a joke. To understand, to think about these things. My own personal opinion is that we have the right and the responsibility to create the way we're going to live with this planet within each and every generation. We have that responsibility. And the reality is this, right now, and this is it, you know, is that they're destroying the ability of the life support systems to support the human population, to support the humans. And it comes back again to our descendants. See, so we're going to have to make some decisions here we're just going to have to make some decisions about life, I guess, while they're trying to get us to avoid doing that by using the narcotic of promise. So we must trust ourselves to do what we can do. Listen, as the trees sing their songs in the wind, lyrics and melodies for the spirit senses, songs of laughter and life, timeless things in timeless places. Do not be afraid to be strong. Do not be afraid to love, but always remember, love wisely. The love of being, free of possession, the love of being beyond desire, the love of being, respect for Mother Earth. Listen, as the trees sing their songs in the wind, lyrics and melodies for the spirit senses, songs of laughter and life, timeless things in timeless places. Do not be afraid. Remember, the medicine is in the time. Live this life to last. Join the time of tomorrow and the past. Be like us. Serve the creation. We will endure. Listen as the trees sing their songs. Listen. We'd like to thank you for being here, and we're really happy that we could be here. And our whole attitude about a lot of things, is we want people to make peace with Earth. So we think that there's a way back. There's a way back for us if we will make peace with Earth individually. And if we can do it individually, then it will evolve collectively. But this is where it's at. The Earth feeds us and sustains us. And that is the reality. And we must challenge the conditioning about the thoughts. Because if someone does not establish a basis of reality here pretty soon, then maybe everyone should start thinking about insanity and what it really means and who really is and who really isn't. Because this, to me, when I look at the word insanity, it seems to me it should mean more sanity, in sanity. Well, anyway, it means it should be more to me instead of less. But everyone should consider what's going on, because we have the ability to do it. And it's important. It may be the most important thing that can happen now is for the people to start thinking. To think. It's like they put us into the situation, we must think in terms beyond civil disobedience. We must think in terms beyond non-violent civil disobedience. We must think in terms beyond their definitions. We must evolve to where we don't cooperate. To where we don't cooperate with the lie. However, we as individuals figure out to do it, and collectively we will figure out ways. It'll evolve. But in the end, it's based, if we do not cooperate with the beast, it cannot feed upon us. And we must understand to think about how that can be worked out. Because I saw the nonviolent civil disobedience period come by, and what I figured out on that, and I mean to think about it, is it was based upon total cooperation. Everything was logistically coordinated, and it helped perpetuate the great lie that the system really works for the best interest of the people. So we must understand about no cooperation. And we must trust that amongst us, collectively, individually, but amongst us, we will evolve the ways that it takes to make that happen. But we should not surrender. And we're going to close with this song, Crazy Horse. Crazy horse, we hear what you say. One earth, one mother. One does not sell the earth the people walk upon. We are the land. How do we sell our mother? How do we sell the stars? How do we sell the air? Crazy horse, we hear what you say. Too many people standing their ground, standing the wrong ground. Predator's face, he possessed a race. Possession, a war that doesn't end. Children of God feed on children of earth. Days, people don't care for people. These days are the hardest. Material fields, material harvest, decoration on chain that binds, mirrors gold. The people lose their minds. Crazy horse, we hear what you say. One earth, one mother. One does not sell the earth. The people walk upon. Crazy horse, we hear what you say. Today is now and then. Dream smokes touch the clouds. On a day when death didn't die, real world time, tricks, shadows lie. Red, white, perception, deception. Predator tries civilizing us, but the tribes will not go without return. Genetic light from the other side. The song from the heart, our hearts to give. The wild days, the glory days. Live. Crazy horse, we hear what you say. One earth, one mother. One does not sell the earth. The people walk upon. We are the land. How do we sell our mother? How do we sell the stars? How do we sell the air? Crazy horse, we hear what you say. We are the 7th generation. Crazy horse, we hear what you say. Crazy horse, we hear what you say. Crazy horse, we hear what you say. Thank you. Peace.
John Trudell, Quiltman, and Deby Tygell. I want to remind everyone that John Trudell and Quiltman do have a CD that's available in the record stores. It's called AKA Graffiti Man. Also, if you would like to see John Trudell and Quiltman perform with the entire band, the Graffiti Man Band, they will be performing tomorrow at the Libby Park Bowl. And I want to take this time to tell you about that event. I left some flyers here, and there's someone else who will hand some out at the door as you leave. Tomorrow we're going to have a good red day, all day long, at the Libby Park Bowl in Ojai. And John Trudell will be there. We've got a band down from Canada who's going to perform for us acoustically in just a little bit, called The Seventh Fire, and we're honored to have them down with us. And you can never tell what a night at the Insomniac will turn into. Things just keep happening. I also, before I go on, I want to acknowledge the presence of Queen Rippling Water from the Mohegan Nation. We're proud and honored to have her with us tonight. I hope that everyone will join us tomorrow at the Good Red Day. And in just a little bit, we'll have the 7th fire. However, I was up at the Sweat Lodge today, and there was a brother, a regular up there by the name of Paul. I never knew his last name. I used to just call him Paul from the Hill, but his last name is Paul Brown. And he was doing a very pretty melody, and we invited him up tonight to perform. And so we'd like to bring Paul up at this time. You want the stool?
He took it from his
How y'all doing tonight? This song, I only have one song for y'all. This song I'm gonna sing came through being with a few brothers of mine up north, and the people I've been living with the last 5 months, 6 months. It's really changed my life walking this way, and here goes. Let me give this one more try. They
raped the land, they burned our homes. Creator, why couldn't they just leave us alone? You wanna hey, nay, nay, hey, oh, hey. Hey, you wanna, hey, you wanna, hey, you wanna, hey, nay, oh, hey. You wanna, hey. Hey, you wanna, hey, you wanna, hey, you wanna, hey, nay, oh, hey. The fighting still goes on today, in different forms, in different ways. You wanna, hey, you wanna, hey, nay, nay, hey, oh, hey. Hey, you wanna, hey, you wanna, hey, you wanna, hey, nay, oh, hey. You wanna, hey. Hey, you wanna, hey, you wanna, hey, you wanna, hey, nay, oh, hey. Thank you.
Paul Brown. I know y'all don't have to go to work tomorrow. It's Memorial Day, and the other half of you are unemployed if you're a regular at the Insomniac. I know that, too. So stick around, and here is from Canada with a few homeboys because there was a problem at the border. Customs immigration would not allow the entire seventh fire band to enter the country. So we have Winono and Sal and some local folks to perform. They will be there tomorrow to play with them. Tonight, let's welcome 7th Fire.
Doing tonight? Like getting up, stretching a little bit, you know, moving around, dance a little bit.
Two more vocal mics, we could. No, just, where's the white deck? Test.
There's another handheld one, isn't there? Oh, this is it, eh? Yeah. Singing and playing. got mine. Can we get another stool, please?
No more stools there, Nate. All right, yeah, I'll take the cordless. Hey. All set? Yeah. They're good. You want one?
No, we got this. I got this chair. Maybe it's for my feet.
Check. No, it's cool.
Check, 1, 2. Hey, this is good.
So, we ready? Or is he going to give us a word?
I don't know.
Anyways, we're the 7th Fire Band, and this is partial membership. Who came down with me from Canada is Mish and Terry White Duck, and we've been blessed with an old friend of mine who just came in, Fidel, and oh, I can't forget Tito. He came with us, the Doctor of Rhythm. He's our elder, musical elder. And Mitch, who's going to be sitting in with us, he's a resident of Ojai. Sal is sitting in with us on saxophone. 7th Fire has truly become a collective. Briefly, I guess, our name comes from, I'm an Ojibwe Indian from Northern Ontario in Canada. And the 7th Fire is our prophecies. And the 7th Fire is about the time that we live in currently. And within the prophecy of the 7th Fire, my people, the Anishinaabe, begin to find their tongue again after going through various series of good and some turbulent things, as all of my brothers and sisters are quite familiar with, I'm sure. But the 7th Fire talks about the current time, and within the current time, collectively we can light the 8th Fire, and that's helping the newcomers, the settler citizens to this land, begin to learn how to conduct themselves, I suppose, and be careful of how they walk upon where they walk. We're going to start out with a nuclear ditty, isn't it?
No. Where the buffalo roam.
Yeah. That's it.
Oh, yeah? News to me.
And most of all, it's really been wonderful coming here. I'd like really especially like to thank Kathy Anderson, who went through great turmoil to get us down here. As some of you may have heard, when we were trying to cross the border, we're an 8-piece band. Unfortunately, only 5 of us made it. Our drummer, an Ecuadorian guy, the mutant, unfortunately wasn't able to make it, and they told him he needed a working visa, and we were just here for fun. And Carlos, our conga player, couldn't make it, and we have a saxophone player. He's our token settler citizen, and we're equal opportunity employers, of course. But anyways, well, hopefully we're going to play 3 songs, and real basic set, so bear with us and get up and dance. Over territory. The only
Yeah, you can. It's just like being
It's really nice to be. These guys just came together in about last 45 minutes, an hour ago, and it's a little bit rough, but it's okay. Next, we'll do a song of Mr. Michel Jete. It's called My Home, and we're far from there now. It's not where he lives. We don't share an apartment.
Thank you.
We got one more we'd like to do, and it's
Yeah, man. There was.
we're gonna do one more song, and it's called "No Apparent Solution" or "Party Time." And I don't know. About 2 years ago, up in my territories, my brothers, I suppose, and sisters of the Ongwe-Hawe, the Mohawk people, as probably you heard down this way, had some serious trouble over land. This piece, Party Time, I wrote about 2 years before that, and it's kind of about why people pick up arms in certain situations and why things can often be certain ways, why prophecy falls into play in terms of courses of actions. And I suppose what's serious, I mean, the chorus is party time, but because whatever situation you get into, no matter the seriousness of it, I think one thing that sustained certainly my own family, and then as it extends back, and then I hope within relation to my entire nation, is having a sense of humor. So if I'm in a situation where serious shit is coming down in terms of guns, other things, that you always maintain your head and keep your sense of humor. It's called Party Time.
A man dispossessed, I'm living in the country, I'm second best. There's nowhere to run, nowhere to hide from the terror called genocide. People are sobbing and looking lean. Rebellion time, yes, it's gonna be mean. So don't run away, don't look back. Where are the people you forgot? 'Cause it's party time, party time, party time. Fires burning, can you feel the heat? War dance rhythms on a tribal beat. Mother Nature's creatures want to take control. Earthquakes, disasters, heart and soul. Seven fire children, reality dream. Visions of the future remain to be seen. Colonial rule, tradition of war. As the rebels gather to even the score. 'Cause it's party time. Strategy's clear. Well, I'm not the prophet nor the tribal joke. The fan on the fire.